So we'll get this live set up, and it takes a minute to go on the live. So I'll get that set up. Then pull the link. Come over here. Post the link. YouTube. Sorry, bro. Board closed. Board closed. Board closed. YouTube link. Dun, dun, dun. And my computer's tiny. Dude, I've had this little dude. Fuck, I've had this little laptop since 2015, 2016. And so she was incredibly, like, whenever I bought it, it was like I could have bought a MacBook or I could have bought the Dell because they were the same price. I think it was like $1,300. Wow. Yeah, like she was fucking expensive. But it had the fucking battery life is dope on this dude. This dude's got battery life for days. And it's got no fucking memory. It only has like 128 gigs worth of memory. So like nowadays you get more of that shit on your cell phone. But in 2015, it's like, oh man, that's pretty fucking good. And it's tiny, so it's like a 13-inch. And this dude it's been through hell. We did all fucking college, all university shit. It's because it's one of those ultra portables, but it's tiny. It's really fucking small. What is going on, everybody? Oh, pack that bullshit. What's up, everybody? This is Jamie Desmond Tactical. I've also got Mike Harden with me today. So Mike just came to pick up his winnings, which is going to be this stuff right in here. Right up, dude. And so what really kicks my ass is I have no idea why, but this screen is almost backwards. So like it's real confusing. So it's like, oh, I need to turn I need to turn it right, but I turn it right and it goes left. Like it's very weird. It messes with my head all the time. Like I don't know if you game a lot, but you know whenever you inverse controls, and it completely fucks with your head. Because whenever I was using the Facebook Live on my camera, like on my phone, I have the monitor in the back. I can see where I'm facing. I can easily move it. But this one, it really fucks with my head. Like it really does. But yeah, dude. So like we were saying, so Mike was actually saying that he's in some other groups to do the same stuff, but in other groups he doesn't really do very well.
I don't win anything in other groups.
And dude, and it's nuts because in this one it's people that are in other groups, and I know most of you guys are in other groups because like this has kind of become a big thing since this whole COVID shit started, and everyone's looking for little side things. And it's a good way to move inventory, and it's a good way to grow your name. But dude, most of the people in other groups that come into this one that start to play hard like up front, it's because they play hard in other groups. They're like, oh, if I buy half the board, I'm gonna get it for sure. So they play like that, and then
I can say that's not true.
The amount of messages I used to get, dude. The amount of messages, and it wasn't like hate mail. It wasn't people that they were slightly angry. It wasn't hate, but it was like, oh, I think you should do it like this. I just don't understand what you're doing because I'm in other groups and I win left and right. It's like, dude, I'm fucking sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So we ended up using random.org. And then I had people because we used to do the pre-recorded messages, right? Like the little pre-records, you do the screen share and post it on there. And it works good and it's efficient because you can always go back and you can see who won and stuff like that. But then I get the whole, oh, I don't want to do the screen recording because how many times did you screen record before you did this and did like whatever
until another you wanted came up.
And technically, and that's why I do the timestamps. The timestamps are pretty important. And I know sometimes I'm really bad about I'll actually forget to hit enter sometimes on the timestamping, but you can use your timestamp and see. So I get why people didn't want to do that. So then we went to the live. Well, then the only problem with the live is I have to take more shit around. And so we did random.org, and then I used to use Wheel of Names. But Wheel of Names, because I don't know if you've watched some of the games that Tony runs, because my buddy Tony, every so often while on the road, I'll get Tony to run one or two. So Tony still uses Wheel of Names. Wheel of Names is funky though, because you can program it, but it's a lot of work to program it, but you can make it hit on certain numbers. And it's the same thing with random.org. You can go in the back door, like you can go in, and you basically what you do is you inspect the website, you change the numbers on the whenever you actually inspect it. But if you refresh it, it clears everything out. But you can rig it. It's just too much work.
I guess that's why so many people, when they do run a random, they'll actually refresh it right then.
Yeah, so if you do the refresh right then, anything that you programmed into it, and that's what a lot of people don't understand, is like unless you copy random.org, and then you actually rebuild it and you emulate it, which you can do it, but you actually have to know what you're doing on a computer, and that's beyond my scope. But you can basically make another random.org that has all the same information, but you can have it spit out pre-programmed numbers.
Yeah.
But if you refresh it, anything you do on the inspect, because I mean, we used to do this shit when I was in school. Like, if you hit inspect, you can inspect a page and you can completely change all the text, and it'll print that way. But if you refresh it, it's gone.
Yeah.
So you can do that, but on the refresh, it's gone. And then they do like, some people will do like, oh, we're gonna take the 5th click, we're gonna take the 3rd click, stuff like that. I never got the point in that. I understand why people want it, but at the same point in time, like, I've been that guy that's like, oh, we're gonna take the 5th, and it's like I hit the 1st. I was like, you motherfucker. Like, so I've been there. It kind of sucks. So then we left random.org, we left Wheel of Names, and then the bingo roller was kind of the one that everyone's like, yo, bro, just get a bingo roller.
I love the bingo roller.
And it's cool, man. But this dude, it's funky. It's actually really, really funky. Sometimes it mixes well. I hate when it drops consecutive numbers. So like if the first number I pull is like 17, I hate when it pulls like 16 or 18. Like, I don't like seeing those. I like seeing a good spread on it. But anyways, the infamous Mike Hart, of course, Paul. I can always rely on Paul. If Paul is available, I can always rely on him to like comment shit. And so I miss the old Facebook lives because it was usually,
you can see it right when it
dude,
pops
it
up,
would pop up, but it was usually it would be Paul, Seth, and Dakota.
Yeah.
And Paul and Seth might know Dakota. I know that Paul doesn't know Dakota, but it just started this big long war of shit talking, and it was great. The amount of comments that have gotten pulled off, and not even for me, it's just because YouTube can, or not YouTube, but Facebook can go through here and they can always source these pages, even if it's hidden, they can still crawl them.
Yeah.
And the same thing with y'all's messenger. So like, y'all's DMs are not private. Just letting you all know, your DMs through your Facebook DMs, they are not private. Even if you have they have disappearing messages now where you can like swipe up and you can go to a disappearing message where it's supposed to be more like Snapchat or more encrypted. It's fucking not. Facebook can crawl that shit and they can keep track of it. And chances are there's a history log of all your conversations. If you guys want an encrypted messenger, Signal, Telegram is good, but Signal, I have some guys that do some spooky shit in spooky places, and when they tell me that Signal is a place that I should be using, that's probably the place y'all should be using. I have no idea what they do. All I know is I'm not going to question shit. Yeah. Like, that, if he's like, hey man, this is how you do it, this is a VPN you need to use, this is the encrypted messenger you need to use, thank you. Yeah, that's good enough for me because I don't want to know what you do.
All right.
But so yeah, guys, be careful with that, dude. But the amount of comments that would get pulled automatically from Facebook was ridiculous because it was just Paul calling Dakota a cocksucker, Dakota saying other fucked up shit back, and then it was great. Because Dakota's military, Paul's not military, but Paul's a firefighter, and then Seth and Lauren, I think Seth was in the Marines or the Air Force. So yeah, Seth was military, Dakota's military, Paul's not military, but it was just this big shit talking circle.
See, me and Seth would talk too because both of us ride.
Yeah, both bikers.
Clubs,
yeah, dude, Seth's a cool dude, man.
Yeah,
Seth's a really, really cool dude. But anyways, guys, so let's actually turn this camera around, and I'm letting Mike kind of see all the background shit that I have to get figured out because without a monitor, I can't see shit. So I have to use this. And then so the way that we can actually do this, the way that we can technically still do this in the gray of things is that we're doing a webinar. And a webinar is just a quick basic review. And it doesn't have to be a great one. And that's kind of the deal is I've used the actual live items, but when I use a live items, I really run into the risk of getting my shit pulled. But because it's an image on an image, it's not so much. So like, yeah, I can actually take, because I have one of the GFY1s, Mike just got a GFY1. So I can technically do the review on that thing, but then I run the risk of getting my shit pulled down and getting.
Mine was 99.
Oh, that's right. Yours is a 99. I have a GFY1 somewhere here. I think it's in one of those boxes. But I have one sitting here that's ready to go out. So I can do the review on it. But we're not going to do that. Anyways, guys, so we close out 00523. This is for a G-Force Arms GFY1 Bullpup 12 gauge. Now, the cool thing with this guy is it's not technically a limited edition, but it is a special color in that it's a tungsten color. They are made in Turkey. So the deal with the Turkish guns is a lot of times you get shit. Sometimes you get really good ones. G-Force Arms have been actually rather good guns. Now, it's a bullpup, so it being a bullpup, you're gonna have a shitty trigger. All bullpups have shitty triggers. The Tavor The IWI Tavor has got the best trigger, like the X95 Tavor. Those guys have got the best feeling Bullpup trigger, but you still have a lot of push rods and connecting rods in here, guys. So you're gonna have a lot of drag on them. But with that tungsten coating, I've actually seen this coating before in a couple other items, and they are actually super, super sweet. It's not painted, it's a finish. I don't know if it's a Cerakote finish or an anodizing finish, but they actually look really, really, really cool. These guys are going to be extremely rear heavy. Their recoil signature also is a little bit sharp, and the reason I shoot a lot of shotguns, that's kind of like my main discipline, is I shoot shotguns. My mentality, my mental thought on why Bullpup 12 gauges, especially these guys, have got a very sharp recoil signature is there's actually not a whole lot of material in the buttstock. So like you have the buffer, and then so the bolt does stop back here, but there's no stock to absorb any of that shock, so it just goes directly into your shoulder. Like, have you ever shot one of these guys?
No, I haven't shot a Bullpup 12 gauge.
So they're really fun. They shoot great, and they're really quick. They're really pointable. Like, gotta recenter shit. So they're extremely pointable, and the barrels are real light. So because the barrel is real light, like I wouldn't use it for sporting clays. Like a sporting clay gun, you always see sporting clay guns, they're long, 30, 31, 32-inch barrels, and it helps with the swing. It makes a swing nice and fluid. These guys are not fluid, but they're fast. They're very quick, so you can move around real quick. But their recoil signature, while they don't kick hard, they have a very unique signature. Like it's a very sharp. It's like the difference between shooting like if we're gonna say a 300 Win Mag, yes, it's got a lot of pop to it, but it's more of like it's more of a wallet. There's like, it's a bigger bore, so the bigger bore means the recoil signature is not as sharp. It's like the difference between shooting a 270 short mag versus a 300 Win Mag. Recoil is about the same, but it has a very different feel to it. Yeah. So these guys on the Bullpup 12 gauges, they have a very different feel. It's a very sharp signature. That recoil, the rapport is just a very it's a very different feel. It's not bad. It's not heavy. It's just it's sharp. It lets you know it's there. They're extremely pointable. Mags on these guys can be a little bit difficult to get, but they are becoming they're more widely available because I'm pretty sure that GFA is the same company, the company that makes, I think, Dixon, Panzer Arm. There's like 3 or 4 companies that are making shotguns like this, and I believe some of these mags are interchangeable. So mags are getting easier to find. The plastics with the Turkish shit, it's always a little bit slippery. So if you want to stipple your grip or put a rubber, like a bicycle inner tube on it, like a lot of comp guys do that stuff, just it adds a lot of grip texture to yourself, and it does. Like I like bicycle tire tubes on like a lot of the comp guns. You see like running guys that are in 3 gun or USPSA, they use a lot of the rubber because you don't want to use a glove because gloves get caught on shit, but you still want that tactile feel, and you still want the grip. And if you stipple it, if you get too aggressive stippling, you have to wear a glove or your hand gets chewed the fuck up after a day. So it's like they use a bicycle inner tube. So just bicycle inner tube, you cut a diamond pattern so your sweat kind of drips away from it, and they actually work really, really well. So that's what we got today, guys. We're gonna go ahead and do a quick time check on this thing and run this shit and call it a day. Next up will more than likely be a Beretta 92, but I'm not 100% sure. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna put up next. So our time check is 12:58:36. Gonna come back over here. We're gonna do kicking off all the way down. I will tag you guys as paid a little bit later today. We were doing transfers for Mike and a couple other things, so I didn't want to make y'all wait longer than y'all had to. Okay, so we are looking at let's pull the board up real fast. Where is this board? There it is. So I'm looking at a 43 spot board, 43 line board. I got to go to YouTube. So I've got all the whites, all the reds, and the yellows up to number 43. They are all in the bin, guys. We're going to be doing 2 pulls. So first one is going to be getting the GFA GFY1 Bullpup 12 gauge, and the second one will be getting the freebie spot for the next game. If you guys can please use that freebie within 5 games, that's fucking great. Okay, guys, good luck, everyone. Good luck, good luck, good luck. Shake it, shake. Sometimes they fly out, sometimes they don't. What do you think about one of them?
Maybe one might. I don't know.
Oh, that's the number. You're calling number 5? I'm calling number 17. Well, shit, there is a 5 in it. So we're looking at number 15.
Nice.
So I've got number 15 on the win. Make sure that it is in focus. Number 15, Paul. Come on, free spot. Number 15 is Nick Faircloth. Hey, Nick Faircloth, congratulations, man. So, dude, Nick Faircloth, he and I don't know if they're brothers or father and son. Tony Nicky Faircloth and then Nick Faircloth. They play a lot. They're consistently playing. They've been here with. Actually, they've been with me for a really, really long time. So, congratulations, number 15, Nick Faircloth. You got the actual GFA GFY1 Bullpup. Let's get that freebie. I'm gonna put money. It's gonna be like I don't know, man. It's a 40. I've got number 40 on it. Number 40, David Hamaker. Congratulations, number 40, David Hamaker. You got yourself a freebie spot to be used within five webinars, man. Dude, as Paul is just happy that Georgia's winning. As long as it's the Georgia boys winning, Paul's content. Okay, guys, so that is it for this game, or that's it for this webinar. I will be getting some other stuff up to date. I'm still waiting on handguns to show up. I got a bunch of shit to go out. More than likely, it's going to be that Beretta 92 because I got to move that, dude. I have a SIG P365 also, P365. So it'll be more than likely be between those two, unless I'll pull it up, see if you guys want another one of these bullpups. If you all want another bullpup, I'll put that dude up, and I'm just going to set a poll up. So I'll do the poll for round 2 of this bullpup, so the round 2 of the tungsten bullpup, or the P365, or the Beretta 92. We'll do that, see how that goes, and then whenever that's kind of, I got some spots in that, we'll put something up. Okay, guys, anyways, thank you all so much. Mike, thank you for coming in, man. It was a pleasure. Congratulations on everything, brother.
Thank you.
All right, man, have a good day. Later, y'all. Bye-bye.